Hi friends, today I am working on a swap project and it is a belly band swap for Studio28E Journal Creations Facebook group. And so my partner has a journal that she's working on. Actually, she has a couple that she's working on, and one is a beach theme and then the other is like a vintage theme. So I am going to create some belly bands with definitely a beach theme, and then the other ones, I don't know if it's going to end up looking old-fashioned or not, or vintage, but I'm just going to create something that hopefully she'll like, and if not, she can share it. So the first thing I'm starting with are my belly bands that I created out of book pages, and I sewed some paper flowers to them, and now I'm doing the embellishing part. So for this one, I had a greeting card that had a really pretty beach scene on it, and it was kind of like some sand dunes, and then there was a basket with shells in it, and then beyond that you could see the water and the sky and whatnot. So I tore that apart to create small pieces that I could tuck in, like under the petals of the flowers here. And but before tucking them and gluing them, I backed them with some material, and it is a teal cheesecloth. When I'm finished with that, I will add some additional embellishments. I'm going to add 2 eyelets. I'm gluing this small teal green flag here to the top of this belly band, and then I'm going to take some string and I'm going to put it through both of the brads, and it'll look like the string is tying the flag to it, even though I will adhere it with some glue. This belly band is now complete, and I think it is just full of texture and beachy colors, and I really like the way it turned out. For this one, I have put 5 eyelets in, and now I am adhering this gold feather. And now I am winding this thread through the brads or the eyelets. When I go through each one, I'm adding a really tiny anchor to it. And now this one is complete, and I think that it's really unique, and yet it still has the beachy theme to it. This one's going to have a little bit of more feminine flair to it. So you can see I'm starting with the paper belly band again that I sewed on. And now I'm adding 3 quilting squares, and just in this little triangular pattern, and then I'm going to embellish those with some, believe it or not, vintage silk flowers that I recently got at an estate sale. In the center of each flower, I'm going to glue some rhinestones just to finish them off. Now I'm going to go around the edges with some black stamping ink, and then I'm also going to put a little bit of pink on the inside of the black. The first thing I'm going to do to embellish this one is add some of that teal cheesecloth to it. Next, I'm going to use a greeting card, and it has a really nice beach scene on it with, people at the beach and little sand buckets and a clear blue sky and all that good stuff. So I'm cutting the card apart and then using pieces of it on this belly band. And I am using my decorative scissors just to, dress up the pieces that I'm using. Now I'm going to adhere some seashells and also some small anchors. So that covers the belly bands. Now I'm going to create some coordinating envelopes and actually some additional envelopes too that aren't necessarily coordinating, but these are just extras. For the swap, it was just supposed to be 2 belly bands, but I'm going to be giving her a few extra, just little special things. This first envelope that I'm working on is a coordinating envelope, and I'm using another piece of one of the greeting cards that I used for the belly band. So I'm putting the other half of it, actually, that I hadn't used, onto this envelope, and the same teal cheesecloth I'm putting in the corner, and then I'm going to adhere a small shell and also one of the little anchors. And this is an envelope that I used a book page to create, and then I sewed it together on my sewing machine. So it also has kind of some cool looking stitch on it as well. This next envelope also coordinates with one of the belly bands that I made. I'm going to use the same fabric squares on the envelope as I did the band, and I'm of course adhering that with Fabri-Tac. On top of the fabric squares, I'm going to adhere petals from another vintage flower that I got at an estate sale. And then in the bottom right corner, I'm going to add some coordinating petals and a leaf. While I'm assembling this flower, I'll give you an update on Florida. We have had a bit of a spike, so the county that I live in and also the neighboring county voted last night to make it mandatory to wear face masks if we are indoors. Obviously not if we're outdoors, but you know, if we go into a place of business, we need to be wearing our masks, and also to continue with social distancing. Since I added a leaf to this little corner flower, I've decided to add a leaf also to the belly band. I think it'll just help pull everything together. Now I'm going to create a fun and whimsical envelope, and then also a fun and whimsical pouch. To create these, I'm going to use some flowers that I punched out of some calendar pages, and so all of the illustrations match. So for example, this first envelope has a kite flying theme, and I might be able to give you a close-up on this at the end of the video so that you could see that. And for this pouch, this is going to have a couple of bunnies on it, and then I will do some additional embellishment with some pink buttons. The last two things that I'm doing for this fun swap project is altered cards. And so I'm using some more of my little flower punches, but again, I'm using a theme. For this first one, there are stars in the sky, and then on the center flower, it's a little bear, and he is sitting on a big star. And the second one has like a little sailing or pirate type theme, and you'll see a picture of that coming up. Here are the belly bands that I made for my swap partner. She said she has a journal with an ocean theme or a beach theme, so I tried to make belly bands with that in mind. So to coordinate with this one, I created a little envelope. I had sewed it together with my sewing machine, and then I embellished it. And then to coordinate with this one, here's another envelope that I had sewn together with my sewing machine and embellished it with matching flowers. And then just for fun, I created this one, and I had used my flower punch to get these flowers. And then this was a pouch that I made, and here this is completed. You can see that I used my flower punch on those three there and put the button in the middle, and And then over here we've got a little flower with a leaf and then 2 buttons. And then I just made her some little tuck cards. I don't know if she'll be able to use those, but she certainly could share them if she wanted to. Here's the other one. It's got a little bit of a pirate theme there. So all of these items will be given to my swap partner, and I'll be packaging them up and sending them off to her very shortly. Thanks for watching. See you soon.